everyone, and welcome to our series on fostering mental health. We're doing a series highlighting some work that people are doing and highlighting ways that people are fostering mental health in their own lives, both now during the pandemic, but really anytime. And our guest for this recording, I'm really excited to introduce Jennifer Kelley. She is a phenomenal person. We've been friends for a long time, and she is the founder of Kids Helping Kids. So I wanted to first start by saying thanks so much for joining us, and then asking you about Kids Helping Kids.
Sure. Hi, Donna. I'm delighted to be on. So Kids Helping Kids started close to 11 years ago when my daughter, Lexi, on her 12th birthday, was in a really bad car accident. An 89-year-old man hit her. And through that and her recovery through facial reconstruction surgery, so many kids came and did a lot of little things. And it was beautiful to watch because the kids were really excited about doing the things that were helping her. And and of course, the impact on her was huge. And so that idea developed and grew into a nonprofit with a mission to develop leadership skills through youth-led service projects. But every project is inspired, managed, and led by kids, and they take a passion, something that they love doing, and turn it into a project to help underserved kids in the local community. So it's got a twofold benefit.
It's such an awesome program. My kids have each done different Kids Helping Kids projects. In fact, I think my youngest today has a phone call for Kids Helping Kids project.
And the debate project.
The debate project.
They're teaching kids debating, which is really cool because we've taken a lot of our programming online.
It's been such a great program. And how long ago did that start?
June 2009.
Wow, it's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
And it has grown, it has evolved and come so far. And just to let everybody know, I was on the board for a long time. I just stepped off. I still am an active person. I love to talk to Jen and find out what's going on with Kids Helping Kids because I think it's such an impactful organization. And one of the things I love about it is that it's developing leadership skills through youth-led service project. And through the years, we've talked so much about how important it is to the brain, as we're talking about brain health, mental health is brain health, how important that whole aspect of compassion, pride, gratitude, service, the idea of what that does to us. What have you learned through your experiences with Kids Helping Kids? What have you seen in that?
Well, it has been, it first started as it's just helping Lexi recover through this process. And we started, one of our first projects, and the students that came to volunteer were so excited. And I think they were excited because they learned their own skills, like that they could manage problem solving and they could get up on the mic and talk to people. But the other part that I think was really compelling for them was they got to make a difference in someone else's life and they got to see it. And so, well, I thought this was really just, as I said, going to be part of her recovery. But every time we did a project, more and more kids came, and it really was pretty evident that we were providing a service for kids that wasn't being provided out in the community. And so that's really when we turned it into a nonprofit. We have so many students that have since graduated and then are still enrolled that basically speak about the impact it's made on their life. Obviously the leadership skills they have, but I think so many, and I'll take it to myself, is get that helper's high, where the ability to know that you can make an impact in someone else's life increases so many brain chemicals. I think it's like the dopamine, and it increases serotonin. I myself, specifically through this pandemic, one of the things that we're doing a lot of projects around are like things like Rock On. We've got a Rock On project where kids are painting rocks and saying inspirational words and then dropping them off in the community. And they're so excited when they go back to that space and they're not there anymore because somebody has taken that. So I really find that if we give students the ability and give them a platform, which we do at Kids Helping Kids, to say, I believe in you. You have excellent ideas. Trust yourself and let's do this project. And it's adult facilitated, which means the questions when problems come up go back to the kids. And quite frankly, Donna, uh, the answers that they have and the way they see things are so invigorating, because if it was left to the adults, I see it. In my mind, I'm thinking, this is what I might do. I don't say anything. I just say, well, what do you think? And they come up with things that just are so far superior to what I would have come up with. And it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
The more they get involved with Kids Helping Kids, the more projects they lead, or they have a leading part in a project. They learn how to collaborate with other students. They learn how to just, defend some of their ideas. They learn how to, problem solve. They learn how to communicate around issues that are not easy to talk about. They learn to get feedback. And the more they do this, it's like practicing a sport, the better they get. And now we're so fortunate because we have a youth advisory council that'll made up of kids. They lead all of our ambassador meetings. And we just are starting with a junior board, which is comprised of students that have been through our program, have graduated college, and are now in the workforce, and are now wanting to give back to continually, bring other students up. So that was a long answer.
That's all right. It's such an exciting thing. And through the years, I know there have been growing pains. I know
Yeah.
I think about that whole idea of trust and how difficult it was in the beginning. I mean, I remember in the beginning, so much of it was adult led. And it's hard to give up that control and then being able to say, you know what, worst comes to worst, the project doesn't work. And we learn from that. I remember one of the projects that we did was the pancake breakfast when my kids were in elementary school. And I
Yeah.
remember we had all these people coming for the pancake breakfast. And right as we opened the door, the electricity tripped. And we had no idea how to get it back on. And it was like, all right, so what are you going to do about it?
do.
How are we going to problem solve this? And sometimes it's those challenges that present the most opportunity for growth. And I know that you
Mhm.
guys have learned so much. And we learned so much through Kids Helping Kids and that growth. How many kids? I know you're really good at keeping track of
Oh, yeah.
the number of kids
The
involved.
metrics, the metrics.
Metrics. You're always good at the metrics. I was never good at that.
Yeah, we track everything actually, from volunteer hours to we currently have over 5,000 kids that have been through our program. They actually come from 142 different schools to date.
Really
It
cool.
might even be up. That was probably a few months ago that I looked at that. Since the beginning of time, we partner with so many different organizations. Right now, as you know, we moved into the Boys and Girls Club, which is exciting because they help over 1,300 low-income students. So our headquarters is right in with them. So we're hoping this summer we get to do programming, face to face with them. Otherwise, it'll be online programming with them. And it goes like we get whole families that come, families of kids that have, been with us since we started an elementary school program, which you were a big advocate of starting. So thanks for that. But Diane Urban runs that now.
It's amazing what being a part of an organization, we were talking before we began recording about the brain chemicals.
Mm.
And we were talking about serotonin is that chemical that says, I'm a good person. I'm really good at this. And how important that buildup of serotonin. We have the oxytocin, which is that bonding neurochemical. And
Mhm.
so many of the projects that you're doing really foster that oxytocin, that serotonin, that dopamine, that feeling of, wow, I worked hard. And in our brain model, we have that grasshopper with his arms up in the air with all the neurochemicals saying, and we always say to parents, self-esteem isn't a gift that you
No.
can give someone. It's a neurochemical response you rob them of when you don't let them struggle. And
Mhm.
so much of Kids Helping Kids is about getting those neurochemicals, which is so important, and going through the struggle and going through the hard work to get to that success, to get like, okay, I did it. And some of the kids get that through sports, some of the kids get that through some other stuff, but Kids Helping Kids really does that. And I think that is one way to foster mental health, and keep brains healthy, which is so cool. It's great work you're doing. I also wanted to say, during the pandemic, and even before that, what are some of the things you do for your own to foster your own mental health?
Um, well, I like to be outside and active, so I really try every single day to do something where I'm exercising in some form or another. I think that is it's oops, sorry about that. It's that runner's high I'm talking about. I can tell, even if I wake up one day gray and it's like I'm feeling like, oh, I don't really want to go do anything. I know that I want to go do it because I want that feeling afterward. So, and then I'm really, really fortunate because my internal well gets filled up when I help other people. I just, I just, I really, I love doing it. And it's really quite funny because a lot of the times people are like, oh, you volunteer so much, you help so much. It's really self-serving in a way
Yeah,
because it's like the best kept secret. If everyone knew how much you get when you help other people, and it doesn't have to be a lot, and I'm sure many people that are listening to this know that, but when I do anything for somebody else, it gives me so much more than I think I give them. One of the greatest things about Kids Helping Kids that I'm really excited about is that it is a hand up program, not a handout. So the other part, and Donna, you were really instrumental in helping me with this. But one of the things that I've really learned that is that the kids in need that we help frequently, those that get services rarely are asked to do other things for other people. And that actually robs them, and I'm going to steal your words, it robs them of feeling like they can make an impact. So every one of our projects, when the kids that are attending our projects, we ask them to make cards for kids in the hospital. One, it's easy. Two, they take great joy in it. And I mean, not everybody's an artist. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be artistic. But when we do reflections and feedback from some of our projects, believe it or not, the making the cards for kids in the hospital, for some of them, is one of the high points
yeah.
of the project. And those projects are coming to get gifts and dresses and a lot of other things. So it just really underscores the importance of that dopamine that you get and the other chemicals that you get when you help somebody else.
I think
So,
it's so critical. And I think, one of the things we're highlighting is what are ways that people are staying mentally healthy. And there are so many ways, even in quarantine,
oh
you
yeah.
can get that exercise that you're talking about. Even if you're in your house, I know that one of the big things that's trending in terms of TikTok is uh, an exercise video that's a 2-week challenge video, and
Yeah.
I'm doing it with my daughter. And I think that's awesome because it doesn't take any equipment, it doesn't take anything.
Right.
It just
And
takes
it's
that
free and it's,
motivation.
yeah, exactly. I,
And
I think I would go back to what our whole model is at Kids Helping Kids is take your passion and turn it into something that can help someone else. And you can do it anywhere. I mean, Lexi and I love to paint. So we've got these little rocks that I told you about. I love to make stuff. We're doing these masks because a lot of the homeless shelters locally don't have the money. Even some of the restaurants and things to reopen don't have all of these supplies because they've been out of money for so long, for 2 months. So just little things like that. If you want to, if you love dance, you can help a neighbor with social distancing, learn how to dance. I mean, it's easy, and it is, I think, it decreases any chance that you've got depression. It totally lowers stress. It increases your self-esteem, as you already mentioned. I mean, what can be better than that? And it helps somebody else.
Yeah, it's awesome. In fact, I'm just going up after this. I got your email this morning, and I'm going up to wash a bunch of old T-shirts so that we can make some masks
Ah,
for
that's
kids
great.
later on. So we'll be doing that as well. So I think that there are so many amazing things going on and ways that people can foster mental health, and I think doing things for other people is a great way to do it. And we know that from the brain science.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the other things that I think I've had, the silver lining for me is because, we have a little bit more time. Um, I've been reaching out to people from, I've just all over my life, and just checking in with them to see how they're doing. And that connection, because we don't have it quite as much since we're stuck in the house, has been really elevating for me personally. And so, when I talk to, and of course, we're in the same pandemic, but everyone's in a separate boat because some people are in a much worse situation than others. Um, so just being, able to hear what they're saying it's been really great. So
These are all awesome ideas, and thank you so much for sharing them. We are going to share the link to Kids Helping Kids so people can go and explore and see the projects you're doing, maybe get some ideas of
perfect.
different places where they can do it. And I just think it's awesome, and thank you so much for sharing.
You're doing great work, Donna.
All right,
Thanks
thanks.
for all the work you helped us with developing Kids Helping Kids and tying it all to brain research, because that definitely has pushed us to a new level. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you, and thanks for joining us.
See you.